Robbie Warren Stewart in Tennessee would like a message from the daughter. What a terrible thing, isn't it, that we sometimes find ourselves in a position where we're burying our own children. I mean, this is my opinion. I can't express what pain there must be there. I mean, I've got a friend who buried her own son with sepsis, and he was found dead at the bottom of the stairs, and oh, it was terrible, and she just hasn't forgotten it. Because it's your kids who are supposed to bury you, isn't it? And of course, either way, we have to live with this, and I, touch wood, haven't buried anybody yet. But of course, Robbie, there you want a message from Kimberly, who is now in the Summerlands, and what we're going to do, we're going to now attempt to bring the two worlds together, and we're going to ask Kimberly to join us here right now. And for this, I'm going to use these mediumship cards, and basically what it is, they're the cards with pre-written messages on them, sentences. That's all it is. And of course, I normally draw 3 or something like that, which that makes a phrase, doesn't it? And I suppose you could call these cards that, the conversation cards, a phrase book from the other side, or a phrase book, yeah, a phrase book from the other side, in the sense the other side use it. A bit like when we go to a foreign country and can't talk the language, we try and use a phrase book, and instead of ordering a pizza, we ask where the bus stop is, or something silly like that, you know. But these are a bit more defined, and so forth. Of course, it means that whatever message Kimberly is about to give may not be word for word. I mean, it might be, of course, but it may not be because of that. But she will pick the cards, and she'll do that as we get the deck here, and we'll give the cards a shuffle. And as we shuffle them, we ask Spirit of Kimberly, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Kimberly, through these cards, and move among us. Spirit of Kimberly, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Kimberly, through these cards, and move among us. Spirit of Kimberly, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Kimberly, through these cards, and move among us. Blessed be to Kimberly and all absent friends. We just cut the deck, and where the deck splits is where Kimberly has left her message to you, Robbie, and we just place the top half on the bottom. Was at the bottom on the top? I don't know. Philosophers probably, no doubt, will have argued over that for thousands of years. And then we'll just place the cards to the side there, where we can see them. And now we welcome Kimberly to our sitting. Kimberly, thank you for joining us. I thank you there, and no doubt Robbie there and everybody else. We thank you for joining us, and we thank you for your time and your energy. And the floor is now yours as you share your message with Robbie there. I'll pull out the first card, and what we'll do is we'll just flip it over nice and slow there, just out of respect for Spirit, out of respect for Kimberly. And as she's here, we'll just flip the card there just to reveal that. Well, that's a nice one, isn't it? It looks a bit like the back, doesn't it? It's the same picture there. So that seems as if nothing changes. They seem to say the more things change, the more they remain the same. In this thing, though, she's saying you have nothing to feel guilty about. So although I was sort of just thinking about, you know, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Kimberly is saying to you there, you've got nothing to feel guilty about. What happened, happened. I got a funny feeling she's just saying that. What happened, happened. I don't know if that's what the words that she'd use, but that's what I'm sort of hearing in my head, sort of like the mind's ear or whatever. What happened, happened. And that's just the way it is, isn't it? I want to pull the next card, and I want to see what the next thing in the phrase is, as you'd say, the 3 cards. Initially, I'll say initially the 3 cards. If any more we feel any more coming, we'll pull them out. If we feel Kimberly is trying to say something, or we feel another card there, look at this. She's just saying that I'm standing right next to you. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. I'm standing right next to you. I got a funny feeling as though she's saying I never left you. I left you in body. My body left you. My body clapped out, or as you could say, the vehicle that I was in clapped out and gave up the ghost. But I didn't. I'm still there. I'm standing right next to you now. And maybe you can probably feel her right next to you. I don't know. As you watch this video, of course, it's now for you. If I'm asleep doing my shopping or eating my dinner or watching TV or whatever I'm doing, that's irrelevant now, because this recording has been recorded. But for now, it's now for you, and of course it's now for me at the moment. So this is Alan now, isn't it? Kimberly is in a timeless dimension, so she can travel through time and space. And of course she just wants you to know you've got nothing to feel guilty about. I'm standing right next to you. And she's letting you that know she's there now. And I mean, you're standing right next to me, of course, here, right now, as we record this, of course, because we've asked for you to be present. So it's obvious that you're here. What else, Kimberly? But she's just saying to you that I'm standing right next to you. And I just want you to know that. And you've got nothing. Don't blame yourself. It's easy, isn't it, I suppose we're responsible for them, and then this happens. Don't blame yourself, she's saying. And she just wants to know, although I'm standing right next to you now, we will be together again. That's what she's saying there. We will be together again. You've nothing to feel guilty about. I'm standing right next to you. And I just want you also to know, I want to say that we will be together again. In the sense of my soul, us two souls will be together. Of course, I'm standing. it's a bit of a conflict of, not conflict of interest, but a bit of a conflict, that message, isn't it, Kimberly? Because you're saying you're standing right next to us right now, and yet we will be together. Well, we're here now. But of course, we know what you mean. You mean that that we will be together again when we pass. Of course, that's what you mean. We know that. But I just had to sort of smile at that, as if to say, well, aren't we together now? Aren't you standing right next to her? I didn't mean to be flippant there, Kimberly, but I just suddenly couldn't help noticing. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the wrong time of day. I don't know. But anyway, either way, it's the right time of day for you, isn't it, Kimberly? Because you're just saying that there's nothing to feel guilty about, and just to reassure them there, you're standing right next to them to let them know that we will all be together again, even when we all pass. I mean, all of us. Maybe we'll all meet up in person and not just on Facebook or YouTube, as is sometimes the case, or Twitter, or wherever, or whatever the case may be. In this case, the Free Psychic Readings group on Facebook, but it could be anywhere, couldn't it? I want to just pull out another card. I feel another card coming out here. Kimberly somehow wants to say something else. You've nothing to feel guilty about. I'm standing right next to you, and I want you just to know that we will be together again. What's this? And I want you to know we will be together again. And I just want also, I just want you to let you know that I have no more earthly worries. Because you can blame yourself, and maybe I did as well, but when I was there, but at the same time, I have got no more earthly worries. And I suppose in a way that's the most important thing, isn't it? Because you don't have to defend yourself anymore, do you, Kimberly? You don't. In a way, I sort of sensed that death was the release for you. And you went with it. You went over the waterfall, and you didn't swim against it. You just went with it, and you let it take you. And now you've got no more earthly worries, and that's a good thing, really, isn't it? I somehow want that card there. I don't know why I do. I don't know if it's Kimberly saying pull it out. I don't know what it is. I just want to pull that card out there. She's saying, I'm sorry, but forgive me. Forgive me for what's happened. But nevertheless, I don't want you. It's as if she's taking the blame for it for some reason. Well, not taking the blame. What's the word? She's saying, don't you feel guilty about anything? Don't you go blaming yourself over this. I'm standing right next to you to support you and whatever, and I want you to know, yes, we will be together again, but I've got no more earthly worries now, and the main thing is, yes, I am sorry. I am sorry. Forgive me for having to say this. It's as if she's saying, forgive me for having to say it. I don't know why. I'm going to pull this other card out because I'm nosy. I feel that other card coming out there. As if, forgive me, I'm sorry that I had to leave that. I'm sorry that I had to leave that way. I'm sorry that I had to leave that way. I'm sorry that I had to leave that. She's sorry that she had to go in the way she did. but you see, Kimberly, this is it, isn't it? We will be together again. You're standing right next to us now. Yes, you had to leave that way, but you're taking the blame now. You're saying that we've got nothing to feel guilty about. If we've got nothing to feel guilty about, why are you taking the blame for it? I don't know. I feel just one more card here for some strange... No, I don't. Yes, I do. I'm sorry that I'm sorry I had to leave that way. I'm sorry that I had to leave that way. And she's just saying now, look, that I'm sorry I had to leave that way. And she's just saying that I just want you to know that my death was. I didn't get. I had no pain. At the point of death, I had no pain. And that's the main thing. At the point of death itself, I had no pain. So don't you go blaming yourself. Don't you go feeling guilty. You've got nothing to feel guilty about. Because although at the point of death, nevertheless, it was in my body that died. And this is the most important thing. And that's why I've got no more earthly worries, isn't it? And I just feel as though she's just fading away there. I'm going to gather her cards up. I'll just gather your cards up there, Kimberly. I know that I don't know if you're trying to be serious or I don't know what you were trying to do there, but certainly that was very intense. I'm going to get these cards, and for now, Kimberly, until we're drawn again, I'd like to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here now. Thank you for your time and your energy and bringing this message. And until then, I would like to say, merry did we meet, merry do we part, and merry may we meet again. And I'll just place the cards on top and we'll just lay Kimberly to rest, and as we do so we close our eyes and we just visualise a door open with a bright light coming through it, and as we do we close the setting by visualising that door. We imagine that door closing, and as it closes the light goes out, and as it goes out the darkness returns, and we are back as we are. Blessed be to Kimberly and all absent friends.